Hello, my name's Stephen Redman. Welcome to Pastor's Library. This is the channel where we look at everything to do with theology books, a book that might be on your reading list for a seminary course or for a bachelor's or master's degree in biblical studies or theology, or perhaps just a book that you've seen on a shelf in your pastor's office or perhaps in a bookshop or online. We try to answer questions. If you like what we have to say today, please give us a thumbs up on YouTube. It makes a difference to the algorithm. And if you subscribe and click on the bell, then you will help us promote the channel and make sure that people are notified when a new episode is released. So, if you have anything to question or comment on, please leave the comments below. And we do try to get back to you, honestly. Depending how easy the answer is, it can be a matter of seconds after you've typed it, or it can be a week or two. But I will get back to you. So, this Baker Expository Dictionary of Biblical Words is really 3 dictionaries in one. In its 1,159 pages, published in 2023, those 1,159 pages got a lot of detail. 3 dictionaries, the first one of which is English. You look up the word that you're looking for in your Bible and it tells you what the reference number of the word is. And there are 2 references. There's Strong's numbers, which refer obviously to Strong's Expository Dictionary, and the other one is the Goodrick and Kohlenberger, the more modern one, which I think came out of the Strongest Strongs, maybe was what it was called. But it is a double entry so that you can look up the number and that will direct you to one of the other 2 dictionaries, which is the Hebrew Dictionary and the Greek Dictionary, which go directly from the Hebrew word to an English translation or the Greek word to an English translation. And these 3 dictionaries altogether with these 2 numbering systems are a comprehensive way of finding you round your Bible. Whereas when I started out as a young preacher, I reached for a Vine's Expository Dictionary of New Testament words, I think it was called, and it had some Old Testament words in it. That was all I had for many, many years, that and a Strong's Concordance. But these days there are others. There's Mounce's. But this one is certainly the best that I have. And I really like this. It's been well thought out. Tremper Longman III, Mark L. Strauss are great editors. They have put this together and they are names that you can trust. You can expect to see regularly on the spines of commentaries or of other theological books. And seriously, I think they've done a really good job with this. Good hardbound Baker academic book. So, how do I use this? Well, let's say I want to look up the word earthquake. Now, when I do that, you will find in this, it lists it as an NT word. This is a New Testament word, not an Old Testament word. And it tells you what the Greek word is. It says it's seismos, which is not a shock when you think about it, as in seismography or whatever. And it will go on to a detail of what the word means, and it will refer you also by the Strong's number and the G and K number to the Greek dictionary. If, however, you're looking for a word like priest, that's an Old Testament word and the New Testament word. So it's in both of the other 2 dictionaries. Maybe most of the words that you're going to look up are going to be like that, more like priest than earthquake. And you get a couple of paragraphs maybe about every word. I looked up sojourner. Now that is, from my point of view, a King James word. And I haven't used my King James Bible since about 1978 or 79, when I switched in those days to the first NIV. And then as I've become older, I have read them all. Because, as Gordon Fee says, there are at least 24 really good English translations. Read them. And I think that's very good advice. But what I found when I get to sojourner is it says see, stranger or foreigner, which of course is what we mean. by the King James word sojourner. There are entries under both of those, but there is no entry for sojourner other than a signpost to tell you what to go and look for. And what it tells you is that this is thinking about words that you are looking up for. There may not be the words in your CSB, your NIV, your NRSV. They may not be those words, but they'll tell you what words you should be looking for. And frankly, that's a direction you need, and it's an excellent feature of this dictionary. Now, the fourth example I want to give you, which is the last example, is the word wood. Now, wood, surprisingly, is just a New Testament word. And it says, it gives the definition, it gives you the Strong's number, the G&K number, it diverts you to the Greek dictionary, and it also says, see, cross, see, tree. Now, when you think about tree, cross and wood, there is clearly a lot of overlap. You know, we say that Jesus died on an old wooden cross. We say that he was nailed to the tree. These are overlap words in terms of the New Testament, in terms of what we believe. And so, not only does it give you the information you're looking for on wood, it gives you a place to go and look for two other words which are directly related. And so these four examples I would suggest to you tell you how this works, and it works very effectively. In general, I would say this is a great book to have. So what I would leave you with in thought about this book is, if you are not a multilingual biblical scholar, and I am not, then this is a sort of essential tool. I sort of think of myself a bit like Augustine. Augustine didn't understand a word of Hebrew, and his Greek was not very good at all. He was a Latin scholar. And all of the things that we celebrate about Augustine, and he didn't read his original language Bible. His Greek Bible would have been the Septuagint. You know, this is, I suppose, why we shouldn't dismiss ourselves for not having a handle on biblical languages, because people like Augustine didn't. And there are tools out there like this excellent tool that will equip you to handle your Bible with a lot more skill, and over a while you will pick up words that will enrich your biblical vocabulary. So that's about all I've got to say about this. Oh, just to say, I paid £30 for this, which I think is actually incredibly good value. There are lots of theology books that you will see that double, treble that price, some of them well over £100. In dollars, I would say in general terms, you will find a similar value between dollars and pounds on the websites. But what I would say is that for £30, I think it's brilliant value for money. And when they pitch it at a price like that, I think that tells you that they're expecting to sell a substantial number of them. You know, when someone's academic thesis is published with a cover price of £80, you can pretty well guess that they're only expecting to sell 100 copies worldwide or something like that. And, you know, some of those books are like that. They are very, very, very niche. But this is not a very, very niche book. This is a very, very nice book. It's a book that makes the Bible more accessible to all of us. And so I really do recommend it to you. So that's it for today. Remember to give us a thumbs up. Remember to subscribe and click on the bell. And if you have anything to say, please leave it in the comments below. We'll try and get back to you. Until next time, everybody. Bye.